So in this video, we will talk about comparator interface. So comparator interface is used to compare the objects of the user created class. So as you can see in this documentation, if you want to read about the comparator interface, you can go through this Oracle docs and you can read this documentation about the comparator interface. So this is a functional interface, a comparison function which imposes a total ordering on some collection of objects. So comparators can be passed to a sort method such as Collections.sort or Arrays.sort to allow precise control over the sort order. So what we will be doing is we would be passing this comparator objects to the Collections.sort method, and then it will be sorted accordingly. Okay, so if you want more details about comparator interface, I would recommend you to read this documentation to get a brief understanding about it. And here you can see the different methods which are present. So you can read and take a look into the documentation. So this is how you should approach whatever new things you learn. Just refer the documentation first, and then you can read it and try it out. Okay, so let us take an example to understand better about the comparator interface. Now let us say this is the data what you have. You have data about a Hollywood movie, and you have data related to the name of the movie, the rating of the movie, and the release year. So let's say this is the set of different movies. This is a set of data related to the ratings and release year. Now there is a requirement that you have to sort using the name of the movie and sort using the rating. So before this we have learned about a comparable interface. So in comparable interface we had seen that we used to sorted using year, so we could choose just one thing for sorting. But with the help of comparator interface we can sort using multiple things. In this case we would be sorting using the name of the movie and the rating of the movie. So what will be the approach? The approach will be, first we will create a class, let's say Hollywood movie, and inside that class we will have different attributes, like we will have create variables for the name, rating, and the release year. Once that is done, we would again create a constructor as we did in our previous video when we were talking about comparable interface. So here also we would be creating the variables, we would be creating the constructor to initialize them, and then we would be having the getters. Okay, and then what we will do is we will create separate classes which implements comparator interface, and in that class we would override the function compare, and then we will write the logic to sort them. So let us get started. The first thing what you should do is create a class in Eclipse. So let me open this, and here I have created this main class. Just go to your package and create this main class. Okay, so now what we will do is, here I will create another class as per our requirement, which is a Hollywood movie. So let's say class Hollywood movie, and here what I will do is, inside this I will write private string name of the movie. Okay, name, then again private int rating, and then private int year. This is the release year. Okay, now what we will do is we'll create a constructor. Either you can manually create a constructor, or you can just go to source and then click on generate constructors using fields, and then click on generate. So a constructor is created. As you can see, constructor is created. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll create the this is setting the value, so we'll create the getters. Again, go to source and then click on generate getters and setters. So here you will see these values over here. Select all. Now we want only the getter, so click select getters. You can just expand this and see also, and then once that is done, click on this generate and your getters are generated. See, these are the values here. Class Hollywood movie, we have the different attributes, name, rating and year, and this is the constructor for initialization of the values, and then get the values, get name, get rating and get year. Cool, now this is done. Okay, now what we will do is we will create a class. So our requirement, what is our requirement? We have to sort using name. Okay, so for doing that we'll create a class, let's say name compare. Okay, implements comparator, and here we will pass Hollywood, sorry, what we'll do is class compare, name compare. Okay, now implements comparator. Inside this Hollywood movie, and then comparator, import the comparator. Done. Add unimplemented methods. Okay, save it, remove this thing. What we can do is instead of argument 0 argument 1, we can write movie movie 1, and then we can write here movie 2. Now here inside this we would write the logic. Okay, we would write the logic where we would be sorting it using the name. So here we have two objects, Hollywood for Hollywood movie, movie 1 and movie 2. So what we will do is here in this return we can write movie 1 dot get name dot compare to this one. Inside this movie 2 dot get name, and done. Okay, clear. Okay, so this thing we have created this name compare class which implements comparator interface. The type is Hollywood movie. Then we have overridden this compare method which helps us in sorting via the name, via the movie name. Next what we will do is we will create another class called as rating compare. So our requirement, what was our requirement? What we want is first sorting using name of the movie, then sorting using the rating. Okay, so now we will create another class rating compare, which implements comparator, and the type will be Hollywood movie. Done. And here rating compare, we need to add the unimplemented methods. Let me remove this, and instead of this what we can write movie 1, and instead of argument this we can write movie 2. Done. Okay, now here what we can do is we will have to write the logic. Here if if movie 1 dot get rating, if it is less than movie 2 dot get rating. If it is less than, then return -1. Okay, if movie 1 dot get rating is greater than this movie 2 dot get rating, in that case return +1, else what you can do, return 0. Right, done. Now this one is completed. So we wanted to sort using the rating, so hence we have created this class which implements the comparator interface of type Hollywood movie, and then we are overriding this compare method. We have two objects and we are comparing it. So if this one movie first object dot get rating, if it is smaller than movie 2 dot get rating, then return -1. Okay, if movie 1 dot get rating, if it is greater, return positive, else if it is equal, return 0. So we have created these two classes. Now what we will do is we will go back to our main class, and inside that main class we will create a array list. So let us go to the main class over here, present. This is our main class, and inside this we will create a array list. So let me do that list, which will be of type Hollywood movie. Let's say if I write movie list is equal to new array list and done, and import list java.util array list java.util, done. Now what we will do is inside this movie list we will add the objects of Hollywood movie. Okay, here you can see this one. And now what we can do for adding the Hollywood movies, what you can do is you can create an object like Hollywood movie 1 is equal to new Hollywood movie, and then pass the arguments inside it. Or else what you can do is directly create the object over here like new Hollywood movie, and then the name, rating and year. The name you can provide here, the rating let's say 3, some random, and year let's say 2000. And for the name of this movie, not sure, just be writing anything. Okay, I'm not giving any correct data. Okay, so I'll just create this some few sample data over here. Okay, so now I have created this some test data like zoo test, A some movie, Y some movie, B some movie, D my movie. These are the names of the movie. 3, 5, 1, 2, 4. These are the ratings, and this you can see 2009, 2000, 2003, 2001 and 2008. These are the release year. Once that is done, the next step would be to use collections.sort method. So here we will just write collections.sort, and inside this we will choose this one which takes argument for comparator. So first we will pass the list, and then we will pass the object name. Okay, here first one is movie list, and then second we will pass the object. So we now want to sort using the name. So what we can do is new name compare, yes, name compare. So this will be sorting using the name. Then we can do is, what we can do next is we can now print the value, and then let's say this is for print logic, and then what we can do, we can again do collections dot sort, and what we can pass again is movie list, and then object new rating compare. Okay, and again here we can write the print logic to print it. So for print logic, now what we can do, make use of lambda. So what you can write is movie list dot for each, so that we will get the output. Will for in just one line of code we will get the output sys out. Now inside this, what you can write, t dot get name, then t dot get rating, then t dot get what is remaining year. Okay, and I think we can just copy this complete line and paste it again, and here just paste this. Oops, here we need to give some space. I need to give some space over here, and here let me remove this. Done. Same thing over here. Let me remove this, give some space and colon, space and colon. Okay, so now we are done. So let me just write a message over here that sort by name, and here I will write again a message, sort by rating. Save it. Okay, I think we are done. So just to reiterate, because it was a long session, first what we did is created a main class. The next step would be to create a class Hollywood movie, which has the attributes name, rating and year. Then the next step would be to create a constructor to initialize the values, and then to create the getters. That's it. This is the functionality of this Hollywood movie class. So this is done. The next thing what you need to do is you need to create the separate classes, because we need to sort using name and rating. So what we did is created a name compare class which implements the comparator of type Hollywood movie, and then what we are doing is overriding compare method and writing the logic. Then rating compare, similarly what we are doing, creating a class rating compare, implements comparator, override this compare method and then write the logic for it. Okay, once this thing is done, we go to the main class to call it. Here what we do is we create an array list of type Hollywood movie list, and inside this list we add the objects of Hollywood movie. We did that. Then what we did is Collections.sort passed this movie list and the object of the class which implements comparator interface. Okay, so here new compare is the object, new compare is the name of name compare is the name of the class. We are writing new compare, it means we are passing the object of that class, and then what we can do is we can print it. So here what I have done is I've used lambda expressions. What you can do is you can simply write a for each loop and you can navigate it. Then in the next one what we have done is Collections.sort, and we are passing rating compare and then sorting it via rating. So let me execute this now and see the output. Let me just save it and execute it. It's taking some time, and done. Now let me go to the console. First sort by name, you can see A, B, D, Y, and then zoo test. Then sort by rating, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is working. Okay, so sorting by name and then sorting by rating. So this was all about comparator. In the next video we will see how to implement this comparator interface via the inner classes. What we have done now is we have created a separate class. So in the next video we will do the same thing. We will implement comparator interface, but so now we will see how to implement this comparator interface with the help of the inner class. So what you need to do is first I have created this comparator inner class which has our main method. Okay, and now as per our previous sections, we will first create a class, and in this case let me create a movie class. Inside that we will have properties such as name and year, and then we would be sorting using name and then sorting using year. So let me create a class. Let me give name such as, let's say, B movie this time. And inside this what I can do is I can create private string. This is the name of the movie. Again private int year. After this our next step was to create the getters and setters. So click on this, click on getters and setters. Okay, and then select all. Since we would be using the constructor to initialize the value, we just need the getters. Okay, then click on this, select getters, and after this is done, click on generate. Sorry, once this is done, click on generate. So the getters are created. Now the next step is to initialize these values. We need the constructor. Either you can type manually or you can go to this source and create constructor using fields. Select all and then generate. So the constructor is created. Now this class, till this step, this is similar to our previous implementation scenarios. Now what we will do is we'll create a inner class. Okay, so we can create static comparator. Inside this we can pass the class name. In our case it is B movie. Then here we can write the name. For example, let's say year order is equal to new comparator, and then the type is again B movie. Just click on here, import comparator. Click on this and add the unimplemented methods. Okay, so you can see over here. Just remove this line of code, and instead of argument 0 and 1 we can just write, let's say, mov1 and mov2. Now here we need to write the conditions what we have already seen in our initial implementations. So here if movie1 dot get year, if it is less than movie2 dot get year, then we need to return -1. If movie1 dot get year, if it is greater than movie2 dot get year, then we need to return 1. Okay, else it will return 0. Okay, this stuff is finished. Let us save this. Then our requirement was to, we need to sort using the year, and then we need to again sort using name. Okay, so here we have implemented for sorting using year. Now let us see an example how to do that for name. Okay, so here what we will do, we will write the logic for sorting using name. Okay, so inside this, let's say if you write this implementation inside this class, in our case inside this B movie, you can make it as static so that you can directly use the class name dot then this year order in your main class while calling it. Or else what you can do, or you can just create it inside your main class. So here what we are doing, we are creating inside B movie class and keeping it as static. So now we will implement this for name. Okay, so again static comparator, type is B movie. Here I can write name underscore order is equal to new comparator, again type B movie, open, and then okay, and here implement the add unimplemented methods. So this is done. Again we will change this to mov1 and mov2. Now here we'll write the logic to compare the names. What we can do is we can just write return and then mov1 dot get name dot compare to, and then inside this mov2 dot get name. So this logic we have already seen. Okay, so we are just implementing it inside our inner class. Done. So we have created this name order and year order. Now we will go to our main class, and inside this what we can do is we can create an array list. So this, now the implementation is same as seen in the previous video. So list, the type would be B movie, then let's say mlist is equal to new array list. Okay, and just implement this list and import this array list. Done. Now what we can do, mlist dot add. Inside this what we can write, we can pass the object of B movie. So new movie, and inside this we can pass the parameters. Okay, in our case what we need to pass, we need to pass the name and see here, see the constructor over here, we need to pass the name and year. Okay, so name, I can give any random name over here, let's say A movie, or let me just give C movie over here, name, and the year is 2000. So let me copy this and create some more test data. Okay, so here we can just play around it. Let's say 2000, 2009, 2010, 2001, 2000, 2002. Okay, now the next step is same Collections.sort. Okay, so here inside this what we will pass, we will first pass the list, and then in the second we will pass the inner class. Okay, so here what we will pass first, mlist comma, see if you go over here, let me just delete this, let me just show you Collections.sort. This is what we need to pass. Okay, The first argument is the list and second is the comparator, okay, what we have created. So let me click this m list, this one, and then the comparator. What we can do is we can just write b movie, which is class name dot, and here we can pass the sorting by year order. Okay, now what we can do is we can just print it. So m list dot for each system dot out dot println. Okay, and inside this what we can do, t dot get name and then t dot get year. Okay, and here just for reading purpose, done. So this is sort for year. Okay, now we will sort by name. So just copy this 2 lines, paste it over here, and inside this what we can do is you can just remove this bmovie dot name order. Okay, and this is just for the printing. For the second line we can keep it as it is, and let's say for reading purpose, sort using year and okay, first is using year and the second is using name. Okay, so let me just run this. It is executing, it is finished. Let me open the console. First is sort using year, so you can see the movies. A movie 2000, 2001, 2002, 2009 and 2010. Then the second one was using name, so A movie, B movie, C movie, X movie, Z movie. Okay, this is the test data which we wanted to print. First one was using the year and the second one was using the names. So I hope the concept of comparator interface is clear now. Thank you for watching the video.